Pete Gozalak is in the ball game on fourth down. He'll fly a field goal from the 25-yard line. It's got the upright. 9 plays, 75 yards. And the New York Giants build their lead to 13-6 over the Eagles, and we have 40 seconds to play in the first half. 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. Welcome to the Gridiron. And before I get started, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone out there who's been watching my videos. Thank you. If you can give this video a thumbs up, or maybe leave a comment below, or possibly share this video, it would mean so much to me. Which is, anyways, thank you so much for just taking time out of your day to check out this video. Thank you. Well, I mean, we've got some kind of good news. You know, it doesn't necessarily guarantee anything as far as Monday night, but it's a step in the right direction. We got Andrew Thomas. Okay, he returned back to practice, so that opens up his 21-day window, all right, for him to practice without without having to be sent back to the IR. So now he has 21 days. Okay, if they don't get him on the team, he's got to go back to IR, and this season is over with. So that's all. Then we can get him back on the field sometime real soon. Even if he winds up missing against Monday night against the Buccaneers, hopefully we can get him back the following week. All right. Then he's placed on the IR on October 19th. All right, so he's missed the past 3 games. If he misses this one, this will be, this will actually be game 4, but it'll be 5 weeks because we had the bye week. Now, if he comes back the following week, that means he'd be out for 6 weeks, resting, recovering, recuperating for 6 weeks. So hopefully, and he doesn't have to come back against the Eagles either. He can come back, I believe, get active, or put him on the roster, even the game after the Eagles. So, we still got time, but these last 8 games obviously, are very crucial. The thing is that even if we wind up losing to the Bucs, all right, you're smoking something. If you, in the beginning of the season, you saw the Giants at the Buccaneers Monday night. We got a shot. Anybody's got a shot. Hell, if the Jaguars at home could beat Buffalo, right, we got a shot to go in Tampa. Absolutely. If the Washington football team at home beat the Bucs, we got a shot. Absolutely. But if you had to bet money in the beginning of the season, Giants at Bucs, you got $100. No points. I don't want nothing. Because wins and losses ain't got nothing to do with points. Right? Whoever scores the most points, that's what happens. So you had $100 beginning of the season. Giants at Bucs Monday night. Who you putting to win? Straight up win. Who you putting your money on? If you put it on the Giants, I really feel sorry for you. You'd be smoking something. All right. Of course, we're all pulling for the Giants to win. Do they got a shot? Absolutely. But for the most part, all right. So if he doesn't come back for Monday night, and we would wind up losing this, now we're 3-7. But the Buccaneers, and we got the last 8 games. We got the Buccaneers, and we got the revenge game against the Cowboys at home. The other, the Eagles will be tough. Don't get me wrong. Washington football team. We got the Bears. We got the Dolphins. And the Chargers. All right, I'm not saying we're going to beat the Chargers in Los Angeles either, but they're not as good as we thought they might have been in the beginning of the season. All right, so this is a tough game. So if we wind up losing this, he doesn't show up. Okay, as long as we can get him back, maybe by the Eagles, or if not, the game after that. Because it's such a shame. So far this season, he hasn't given up a sack. He's given up 2 hits and 5 hurries. He's done a heck of a phenomenal job. And he was doing this with, he had foot injury and ankle injury. That's why he had to go on the IR. So and at the time he played, he didn't give up a sack, and he was dealing with injuries, same as he was last year. So hopefully, I mean, it's a shame because he looks like he's really starting to turn into a very good. I'm not saying it's going to be a Hall of Famer. I'm not saying that, but as far as a decent, dependable, nice, solid left tackle, oh yeah. Somebody can just, as I said on how many videos, just pencil, as long as you're going to pay him. All right, because somewhere along the line, the man's going to want to pay. But I mean, you could just pencil the dude in, hopefully for 10 years, if his body holds up. Then, okay, I also saw an article that Andrew Thomas was kind of talking about Isaiah Wilson. Now, the Giants aren't letting Isaiah Wilson talk to the media, so a lot of the stuff you find about Isaiah Wilson is like secondhand. So, Andrew Thomas said, because he's had some problems, especially with Tennessee and with the Dolphins, and it was kind of like, you're only going to get so many strikes in the NFL before you strike out. So this would be his third strike with third team, the Giants, basically within like a little this year. He was with Tennessee, then he was with the Dolphins, and then he was with the Giants. 3 teams in this 1 year. So he's had some, I don't know if he needs to be mental problems as far as focusing, or he has some demons going on in his head, or the people he hang out with isn't the right crowd. I don't know what it is, but Andrew Thomas seems to think that maybe, because the Giants are gambling. I mean, it's a small gamble, high reward. You're not paying the guy anything. If you got problems with him, just see you later. Thanks for shopping at Rite Aid. See you later. But I mean, if you can get the guy focused, if you can get the guy's head on straight and all that stuff and everything, and the guy starts to become serious and realizes he's running out of chances to make his NFL career prosper, maybe you're going to find yourself a diamond in the rough. His especially with the Titans, his off-field history is not very good. Also, his commitment to football and his commitment to his fitness is rather in question when he wound up signing with the Giants. The Giants signed him to the practice squad, I believe it was on September 30th. All that stuff was in question. Well, that's a lot. All right. But, I mean, the one nice thing is that, he's from Georgia. He's a Georgia Bulldogs. We got a bunch of Georgia Bulldogs on our team, especially, Andrew Thomas. Isaiah Wilson was the right tackle. Andrew Thomas was the left tackle. So, Andrew Thomas would also mention that a lot of what the Giants do, the scheme-wise, is kind of similar to what Georgia was doing. So he would sit down, we'd talk with Isaiah Wilson and explain and going over the verbiage to try to help him out and all that everything. He said, he was just trying to help him out. Now, Thomas said Isaiah, is moving to inside to guard. He's been practicing, so it's not like, he's working out at right tackle. They've moved him inside to guard, so interesting, very interesting. I mean, he's a big dude. I saw 6'6", I saw 6'7". The Giants, in this article I saw, it said the Giants have him listed at like 330, and I mean, I think one of his legs weighs like 330. He's not, he ain't 330 yet. Maybe he's going to get down to 330, but he's not 330. He's probably closer to maybe 350 or so. But they're working him out and all. I said, and he has to lose weight, all right, and he has to lose weight and get into shape. The offensive line coach Rob Sale says, all right, before they can evaluate him. So he's got some work to do. I mean, he's been out there for like a month and a half. They're working on him, right? I'm sure he's getting into shape. He's learning the verbiage. He's losing weight. You have to, hopefully he stays out of trouble. Hopefully he can keep committed. As I said, the Giants haven't made him available to the media. Not exactly sure why. I said the draft. He has missed a couple of practices. Apparently, some type of illness, from what I read. The Titans drafted him obviously in the first round, the same year as the Giants drafted Andrew Thomas. They drafted him in 2020. By January 2021, they had enough of him, and they traded him to the Dolphins. The Dolphins let him go after 3 days. he skipped some workouts and he showed up late to some meetings, and they're like, get the heck out of here. I mean, so then he comes, obviously, then he comes to the Giants. Now, in this article, too, there was some source that told the guy from Daily News who wrote this article, said, the Dolphins feel that possibly he doesn't love football. If you love football, right? It ain't for everybody, right? It's not for, it's a commitment, It's waking up early, staying up late, doing the same stuff over and over. It's tough, it's physical, it's demanding, it's all, it's not easy. It ain't for everybody, and it ain't nothing. If he had his fun in college and all that, and it's just not working out, if it just loses interest, it is what it is. But so we're going to wind up finding out. The Giants have had him for a month and a half now, so far so good. Joe Judge did wind up saying, okay, that, if the opportunity does present itself, all right, it doesn't seem like, if it's going to be maybe anytime soon, but maybe possibly, if we're lucky, by the end of the season, if the opportunity does present itself, they might bring him out. He might be able to help us out. So it'll be interesting to see. I would love just to get him in there, just to see what he can do. Especially coming in the draft. If you got two top, just say 10 picks, top 10, 15 picks, and there's some good offensive linemen out there. Regardless. Even in the top, say 12 or 13, there's probably 3 or 4 offensive linemen that can fall, maybe 5. That could fall in the top 10 to 15 picks. The Giants will be looking for one of them. Now, if you let Will Hernandez go, because you got Shane Lemieux coming back, right? So hopefully you certainly want to give him that chance at left guard. You got Andrew Thomas. Nate Solder's gone. So now we got the question mark will be at center. You want to keep Billy Price around. You want to gamble with Nick Gates. You don't know how his health's going to be. But you got, you're going to be able to sign Will Hernandez. Possibly not. We don't have much money, salary cap money for next year. So you might have to let Will Hernandez go. You let Kevin Zeitler go this year. Next year, at the end of the year, you might let Will Hernandez go. So your 2 guards from basically last year, 20, they'll both be gone. And Will Hernandez having a decent year, and he's not missing any time. He's in there. He's one of the few dependable ones on the offensive line you can count on. All right, but you may not be able to sign him because you don't have a lot of draft choices, and you don't have a lot of salary cap money. So you might have to let Will Hernandez go. So now you're gonna have a spot at right guard. So maybe that's what they're thinking about. Maybe don't. Maybe putting him in there. Maybe drafting a tackle, and maybe getting, if they get that Linderbaum guy from Iowa. Whew. Man, if they could get him, boy, that would be special. But anyway, about Isaiah Wilson. So he's trying for, what I kept reading all the time, he's doing well, this, that, and the other thing. But I was thinking he was at the tackle, but no, they're moving him into guard. So, which in one respect is not bad because, if his athletic ability is in question, all that, now he's more, he's more in combat. He's right there. He's not like, setting up and having an edge rusher try to worry about run around him and stuff like that. No, now it's more like, mano, I'm right here, and you got the guy right in front. Of course, they might do stunts and all that stuff, but it's a little different being a tackle. So if they think, in their best interest, if they think he might move to guard, which is what Eric Flowers is doing, and Eric Flowers is doing decently, which is, a lot of people kind of figured it and thought that maybe the Giants he's having a hard time out there. The dude's like a brick wall. He's huge. Try him in a guard. That never happened, but yeah, I believe he's playing guard now and he's doing well. So maybe that's what they're trying to do with Isaiah Wilson. Hope it'll work out. If it does, a little diamond in the rough there for you. Doesn't cost you much of anything. Then Benardrick McKinney. All right, they signed him. They got him off the practice squad, and they signed him to the 53-man roster. So that's very, very good. So he's played 3 games so far this year. He's been in 60 snaps. So which is basically about the close to a football game, 60 snaps. Now, if your defense is doing bad, maybe it's 70 snaps. But 60 to 70, 50 to 70 snaps. That's pretty much average. So he's got 60 snaps. That's about, as I said, about a football game. He's had 9 tackles and he's had 5 solo tackles. So you figure if you put him out there for one football game, he would have about 9 tackles. So not bad. I mean, you're not expecting the world out of him. And if he can play a football game for you and get you 9 tackles, and you can't complain about that. Then, of course, I saw one more. I saw an article. And I'll leave a link to it. And let me see if I can get it up here. I'll leave a link. You can check this out. It says these 9 players have been New York Giants' biggest disappointments of the 2021 season. Now, some of it, I was kind of looking at. Some of it, yeah, I ain't gonna argue with that at all. But some of it, it's kind of tough. The first one they got, all right, is Daniel Jones. It's the biggest disappointment. I mean, it's, a lot of people are trying to have Daniel Jones make that Josh Allen jump in year 3. How Josh Allen did it in year 3. Daniel Jones should do it in year 3. Well, Josh Allen, last year, he played all 16 games. Stephon Diggs, dude's dynamite. His star receiver, unlike the Giants. The star receiver missed 1 game last year. He was in every game but 1. Unlike the Giants, we can't even get anybody to run a route without pulling a hamstring, except for maybe Colin Johnson, right? But I mean, Kadarius Toney has missed time. Sterling Shepard's missed time. Kenny Galladay's missed time. I mean, guys just missing time left and right. Darius Slayton's missed time. We got guys that are hurt and out for the season. As I said, we got Colin Johnson. But I mean, Josh Allen, Singletary, his running back, played every game last year. Josh Allen, our star running back, Saquon, we can't even get the guy on the field. Last year, Josh Allen, Singletary, running back, played in every game. Josh Allen played in every game. Stephon Diggs missed 1 game, unlike our wide receivers, right? Josh Allen's offensive line, his 2 tackles played every game. His center missed 2 games. His 5 starting guys missed a grand total of 18 games. That's a decent amount, but, right, it's 18 games. The Giants' starting left guard is on a 16-game schedule. I'm just going with first by, all right? Shane Lemieux basically missed 15 and a half games. Our starting center missed 14 and a half games. So that's 30 games between our starting left guard and our center. Then you got Andrew Thomas has missed 3 games. So that's 33 games. We're halfway through the season, and our offensive line has missed almost twice as many games as Buffalo's offensive line did last year. And we're only halfway through the season. So it's kind of tough to make the offensive, the jump that Daniel Jones is supposed to be when he has different receivers to throw the ball to every week. His starting offensive line isn't in there. His star running back isn't there. Now, Devontae Booker has done a very good job for us. Very lucky we picked him up. But I'm just saying is that, when you have different receivers you're throwing to, it's tough to get timing. When you got when you got a second string offensive lines in there, it's tough to, Jason Garrett's got to dial stuff up just so he can, get the ball out in time quickly, So it's kind of tough. Daniel Jones, he's had a good season in one respect, in another respect, he's not like, he's not going to be a Tom Brady. He's not going to be an Aaron Rodgers. He's, he'll do a decent job for you. Is he a super spectacular quarterback? No. But, it does help when you got, guys around you who are healthy. So, his year's been a little disappointing, but, a a lot of guys, a lot of quarterbacks would have bad seasons, with the health that the Giants have. Now, the second guy he's talking about, obviously, is Saquon. Yeah, that's, Saquon is one of 9 disappointments. It's, well, because he stepped on somebody's foot and he twisted his ankle. I mean, it's just some bad luck. Has he returned back to the form of his rookie season? No, but he's hurt, so it's kind of tough. I mean, am I disappointed? Yeah, but are you disappointed because he got hurt? Yeah, or are you disappointed because he's not on the field scoring all kinds of touchdowns? Yeah, but I mean, he's hurt, so that's a little. I don't know if I totally agree with the Saquon one. Then he talks about the three other guys that were disappointing. You got Kenny Golladay, you got Sterling Shepard, and you got Darius Slayton now. I mean, Darius Slayton, his first 2 years, first year he had 740 yards receiving. Second season he had 751 yards receiving. This year he's only played 6 out of the 9 games. He has 12 receptions for 190 yards. I mean, he's really, with Kadarius Toney taking some of his time, maybe, or playing time, maybe that's why. But yeah, he's kind of been a little bit of a disappointment this year. And then you got Sterling Shepard. I mean, the past 2.5 years, he's missed 14 games. He's missed almost, a full season in the past 2.5 years. I think in college, I think he missed 3 games. His freshman season, he played every game. I think his senior season, he played every game. I think his sophomore and junior, I think he missed like 2 games one year and 1 game another or something like that. So he's already missed more games this year than he did 4 years of college. Is he just accumulation of injuries and he's just going to constantly keep getting hurt from here on for the rest of his career? Maybe, possibly. Which brings us to our next disappointing guy, which he talks about, is Kenny Golladay. In his 5-year career, he's only played 16 games one time. When they signed him, did they think? I guess they were kind of hoping that he would stay healthy. It's kind of tough to gel with your quarterback when you can't get on the field and get reps and all that and everything. So it's kind of tough. But I mean, in one respect, yeah, it's disappointing because it seems like every time I think I've seen him with 4 different injuries. He's had a hip injury, his knee, a groin, and a hamstring. I mean, it's like he'll come out of one game with 1 injury and he'll come out of the next game with another injury. I mean, it's just like so. He has been a little disappointing. Yeah, I mean, hard to argue with that. I mean, Sterling Shepard, his injuries, but when he's on the field, he's done really good, but can't keep the guy in the field. Then as I said, Darius Slayton, yes, he has been disappointing this year. And that leads us to, he said the next 2 guys was Evan Ingram and Kyle Rudolph. You can almost throw the whole tight end group in there, Caden Smith. I mean, Evan Ingram's got 26 receptions. 9, at the 9-game mark. All right, so again, Kyle Rudolph has 16, and then you got Caden Smith's got 3. So between the 3 guys, they got 45 receptions in 9 games. So the tight ends are getting like 5 receptions a game. So nothing unbelievably horrible. 5, okay, but I mean they have 3 touchdowns. Evan Ingram's was huge last week. He was the only one the offense scored. So if it wasn't for him, the game might have been tied 16-16. Who knows? But I mean, between all 3 of those guys, after 9 games, the tight ends have 3 touchdowns. Now you figure, a lot of times the tight ends don't run deep routes. Especially if you have a porous offensive line, you want to try to get the ball out quick. So I mean, I don't know. Is it the play calling? Is it Jason Garrett? Is it the tight ends? It's kind of tough. But I mean, overall, the tight end group has been a little disappointing. I was kind of expecting a little bit more from Kyle Rudolph, like the red zone reindeer. Right? Get him in the red zone. That's where he catches all of his touchdown passes. He has 1 so far this year after 9 games. I mean, he's on pace maybe to catch 2 touchdown passes this year. $6 million for 2 touchdown passes. I mean, he's on pace to catch 32 balls, 2 touchdowns. That's what $6 million gets you. I don't know. Then, so that's, the tight ends, Evan Ingram's got 26 catches, but the guy can't block. Kyle Rudolph's maybe doing some decent blocking, but he's not catching a lot of balls. And Caden Smith has 3 receptions the whole year, and his knee's been hurt the whole year. So the tight end group has been a little disappointing. And then finally, it goes to Lorenzo Carter and the X-Man, Oshane Ximines. Those 2 guys. So they round out the 9. So you got Daniel Jones, you got Saquon Barkley, you got Kenny Golladay, Sterling Shepard, in this article anyway, Darius Slayton, Evan Ingram, Kyle Rudolph, Lorenzo Carter, and Oshane Ximines, right? So those are the 9 guys. So the 2 edge rushers, they're being replaced by Azeez Ojulari and Quincy Roche. So I'm fine with that. These guys, it's very disappointing. 2 third-round picks. Lorenzo Carter, where are you? This is your contract season. You want to go out and ball out, get some sacks, so when somebody signs you next year, you make some money. This is your one big payday, probably, right? Very, very disappointing. He's had 1 sack in his last 12 games. Oh, God. The X-Man. Basically, in almost the last 2 years, he's had, no sacks. 2 third-round picks. I don't want to say absolutely, totally wasted. I know they were hurt last year and all, but since the X-Man had 4.5 sacks his rookie season, he's just pretty much fallen off the face of the earth. Totally disappointment. So hopefully we got Quincy Roche and we got Azeez Ojulari, and hopefully in the draft next year we can add somebody else to the mix there as well. But so we're probably going to have the X-Man possibly next year. But Lorenzo Carter, I'm sure he'll be on another team. I don't know what he's going to make, but it's not as much as he could be because he ain't getting no sacks. So between the 2 of them, they're missing in action. So in this article, as I said, I'll leave a link. The 2 edge rushers, these guys are MIA. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. You guys stay safe out there. Go Giants! Woo!